Thank you all for coming. And you will be in the front benches, so move forward. Whoever comes late will sit in the back. So please move as much as possible. Please mute your cell phones. Please mute your cell phones. And then tomorrow also we have another program at Krishna Prabhu's house in Mint Hill. And update our temple project land. So we have an important public hearing on June 12th, next Thursday. So we have a public hearing about what we are doing on the side land. So today, me and Abhiram Sakha Prabhu spent an hour with the engineer. So what we go and talk, if they give to talk about ISKCON for 3 minutes, and we have to present our site plan for 5 minutes. Then they will grill us for questions. So it's like both our effort and Lord's mercy. So we combine together. If we fail, we try harder. That's the only choice. Right? Again, thank you all for coming. Please come again. Try to start on that. So today we have with us His Grace Hari Parshad Prabhu, who is a disciple of Radha Govind Maharaj. And Prabhuji joined ISKCON in 2002 and was born in a Gauda Saraswata Brahmana family in Mumbai. His father and grandfather are both devotees of Sri Sri Rukmini Vittala of Pandharpur. Hariparshad Prabhu learned Sanskrit in traditional in his childhood and was taught the Laghu, Siddhanta, and Pandita Vardaraja. Between 2002 to 2007, he served as the book distributor and organized programs and seminars for ISKCON youth in Juhu. He has also written Sanskrit verses in Chitra Kavya style. In 2007, Hariparshad Prabhu was appointed assistant editor of Gopal Ju publications. Hariparshad Das is an accomplished Sanskrit scholar, having studied the Astadhyaya, the complete 4,000 sutras by Panini, and completing a translation with the commentary of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Maha Siksha in 2015. He currently compiles a fortnightly magazine called Sri Krishna Kathamrita Bindu, where he regularly contributes fresh translations and articles. He holds a master's degree in information technology, graduating with distinction from the Manipal University in 2012. He is married with a son. Hariparshad Das has been a member of the Shastrik Advisory Council since 2016. So thank you all. If possible, meet your phones. So next 1 hour, we'll hear nice sweet pastimes from Prabhuji, and then we can have question and answer session followed by Prasad. Thank you. So if possible, come forward.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So thank you so much, dear devotees, for kindly being present here today. I'm very grateful to be in the presence of all of you. And thank you, Shyam Sudhakar Prabhu, for kindly opening the doors of your home and inviting all of us here.
It's our pleasure, Prabhu. Your lotus feet is here.
My lotus feet is not. My lotus feet are here, but that is Thank you, Prabhu, for kindly opening the doors of your home. And I'm also very thankful to Sureshwar Shyam Prabhu for kindly organizing the two wonderful programs today and tomorrow's program. I'm very grateful to Sureshwar Shyam Prabhu and wonderful temple coming up here. How many of you are excited for the new temple? So it's so important to
put it down.
Contribute properly in the new temple, and today I saw the area. So probably very kindly to see the area of the temple, and he told me about the big temple that is coming up, and such a good area, such a large piece of land that we've gotten in a very prime location. So I'm very happy that our society has gotten a new area for building a temple, and I sincerely hope that with the efforts of all the devotees and the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, it all turns out very well. Prabhuji said that if we fail, we have to try harder. But I would say if you succeed, then definitely you have to try harder. Because after succeeding, definitely you will have to try much harder, because building the temple won't be an easy task for sure. So if you fail, you'll have to try hard. But if you succeed, you'll have to try even harder. That is for sure. But I'm very happy, and I sincerely hope that Srila Prabhupada's mercy manifests in the form of this new temple. I'm very happy to be here, dear devotees. Thank you so much for kindly being present here today. Before I begin speaking on this wonderful topic, which is a glimpse into Krishna's childhood pastimes, I'd like to offer Mangalacharan, auspicious invocations. It is the Shishta Parampara, the tradition established by the previous Acharyas, that we should begin any particular event with Mangalacharan, auspicious invocations. So I'll begin with Mangalacharan. Most of us know these verses. You can kindly sing along with me. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhisham Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Ramayyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Also very happy to be in the presence of my dear friend Vamsidhari Gopal Prabhu. Thank you Prabhu for he has also very kindly helped in organizing the set of programs here. So thank you Prabhuji for kindly being present here. Thank you all of you dear devotees for kindly being here. Dear devotees, Panchavihi Sahastatavyam Gantavyam Panchavihi Saha Panchavihi Saha Vaktavyam Nadukham Panchavihi Saha. It is said in Shastra, Panchavihi Sahastatavyam. If you want to stay at one place, stay with at least 5 people, because if you have an argument or quarrel with one person, there are 4 other people to talk to. Stay there. Alright? Gantavyam Panchavihi Saha. When you are traveling, travel with at least how many people, dear devotees? 5 people. Because if you fall into some difficulty, there are 5 people to help you in that situation. And Panchavihi Saha Vaktavyam. If you want to speak something, there should be at least how many people? But there are many more than 5 dear devotees. Thank you so much. Na dukkam Panchavihi Saha. There is absolutely no unhappiness. If at least 5 are present today, more than 30 are present, my happiness is multiplied 6 times. So thank you so much for kindly being present here today. I'll begin with a statement by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada says something, and Prabhupada says in the final chapter of Krishna book something about developing attachment to Shri Krishna. How many of us, dear devotees, want to attain Goloka Vrindavan? Mataji already raised her hand. How many of us want to attain Goloka Vrindavan? We all raised our hands, dear devotees. Prabhupada gives a very simple formula for attaining Goloka Vrindavan. And Prabhu, you have a good voice which everybody can hear. I have been told you are good at singing kirtan. So Prabhu, you have a good loud enough voice. Please read slowly yet loudly what Srila Prabhupada says.
The transcendental pastime of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna are so powerful that simply by hearing, reading and memorizing this book, Krishna, one is sure to be transferred to the spiritual world, which is ordinarily very difficult to achieve. The description of the pastime of Lord Krishna is so attractive that it automatically gives us an impetus to study repeatedly. And more we study the pastimes of the Lord, the more we become attached to Him. This very attachment to Krishna makes one eligible to transfer to his abode, Golok Vrindavan.
Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Prabhupada says very simple thing. Simply by hearing Bhagwan's pastimes, one becomes attached to Bhagwan, and the more one becomes attached to Bhagwan, the easier it is for them to attain the final goal and final abode. Which abode is that, devotees? Goloka Vrindavan. Before attaining Goloka Vrindavan, devotees attain Krishna Prem. So we attain Krishna Prem after attaining Sri Krishna Prem. It is very easy to attain Goloka Vrindavan. Devotees, although this world is a place where we all are staying as devotees, it is a nice place, but still, dear devotees, there are many difficulties in this world, and often negativities of the material world take over our lives. Often people whom we meet in the world are so dry-hearted that they end up scrubbing our heart in such a way that we become completely dry in our heart. Our life loses all its meaning. And therefore, dear devotees, it is very important to have a culture of Krishna Katha, a culture of Bhakti Ras. Because Sahitya Sangita Kala Vihina Sakshat Pashu Kucha Vishanahina Trinam Nakhadan Napi Jivamanas Tad Bhagadeyam Paramam Pashunam. Sahitya Sangita Kala Vihina. A person who is devoid of 3 things, dear devotees. First is Sahitya. What is the meaning of Sahitya, dear devotees? Literature. Second is Sangeet. Sangeet is music. Third is Kala. Kala is arts. Sahitya, Sangeeta, Kala. At least one of these 3 things you should have a heart for. And devoid of all these 3, Sakshat Pashu, directly an animal. Devotees. Only difference, Pucha Vishanahina. Devoid of a tail and horns. Therefore, dear devotees, if we have acquired human form of life is for relishing bhakti ras. It is not meant to be spent in a dry way. It is not meant to be spent in an unhappy manner. Therefore, dear devotees, it is very important to have a presentation of bhakti ras so that we all can have that happiness which is available only with Shri Krishna. Dear devotees, we will begin with those childhood pastimes of Bhagwan, where Bhagwan was given his name, eternal name. What is Bhagwan's eternal name? Krishna. But he was given his name by one particular personality. Garga Muni gave Krishna his eternal name, and once Garga Muni gave Krishna his eternal name, Krishna started behaving exactly according to his name. Right? What is the meaning of the name Krishna? All attractive. So once Krishna got his name, he made sure he lived up to his name, and it is described in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Here is the verse in the 8th chapter, verse number 21. I'll sing. The verse is in the standard meter. Anushtup, I'll try to sing. Please repeat after me. Kalena vrajatalpena Gokule Rama Keshavau Janubhyam Sah Panibhyam Ringamano Vijahratu Kalena Vrajata Alpena. Alpena Kalena Vrajata. Little time had passed since naming ceremony. Gokule. In which village were they staying? Gokul. They had not yet shifted to Vrindavan. They used to stay in Gokul. And in that Gokul, Rama and Keshav. Ram here refers to Sri Balaram. Keshav refers to Sri Krishna. They started doing something. Janubhyam Sahapanibhyam. Janu means their two knees. And Pani, hands. Using their two knees and two hands, they started doing something. Dear devotees, what did they do? Ringamanam. So in crawling, in Hindi we say Ringana. Dear devotees. In Sanskrit we say Ringamanam. Vijahratu. And now they are free to move here and there. Dear devotees. Once they are free to move here and there, the pastimes can fully begin. Right? So here is the translation. Okay. Prabhu, this time will you try? Please speak.
After a short time passed, both brothers, Rama and Krishna, began to crawl on the ground of Raja with the strength of their hands and knees, and thus enjoy their childhood play.
Yeah, so with the strength of their knees and their hands. So first is Janubhyam. Janubhyam means their knees, and Panibhyam their hands. They started doing something. Dear devotees, you can see here what Bhagavan started doing at that point of time. Alright? Now, dear devotees, this is the pastime. We need to relish the pastime. We heard the pastime, but we also need to relish the pastime. It's very important to relish the pastime. Therefore, it's important that we introduce commentators. The commentators will add flavor to the pastime. So, dear devotees, I'd like to introduce a commentator very special. His name is Sri Harisuri, dear devotees. It's a wonderful commentator on the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srila Prabhupada named a disciple after him, Harisuri Prabhu. Alright, many of you might be knowing Harisuri Prabhu. He was named after the original Sanskrit commentator. So this is the commentator 200 years ago, Sri Harisuri. He is perhaps one of the final Sanskrit commentators on the Srimad Bhagavatam. After his generation, the culture of Sanskrit commentaries stopped. And we had translations in many languages. Yeah. But till his generation, Srimad Bhagavatam was only translated from Sanskrit to Sanskrit. So there was a commentary tradition going on. Till that time, he is the final one. And after him, the commentary culture stopped. Sri Harisuri, dear devotees, was born around 1804, dear devotees, in Nasik. How many of us have visited Nasik? Please raise your hands. So wonderful. Nasik is a holy place on the western side of India. He was born in a Kashyap Gotra Brahmin family. And he was born in a family from whom he received mantras for worshipping Bhagwan in his childhood. So all his mantras for worshipping Bhagwan. In those days, we did not have big institutions to worship Sri Krishna. In those days, if you wanted to be a devotee, you had to get your mantras either from a family lineage or you had to get it from a sampradaya. So he got his initial mantras from his family lineage for worshipping Sri Krishna. And later he also got initiated in his same lineage of Naradiya Kirtan, which is the Sampradaya of Tukaram. Sri Tukaram, many of us know who Sri Tukaram is, dear devotees? It is said that Sri Tukaram was initiated in the Sampradaya of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was initiated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. So there is a Sampradaya coming from Sri Tukaram in Maharashtra, western side of India. It is called Naradiya Kirtan Sampradaya. Sri Narad, when he does Kirtan, their meaning of Kirtan is not simply singing songs about Krishna. Their meaning of Kirtan is any glorification of Krishna. So right now, dear devotees, I am speaking about Krishna. So I am also performing which activity? Kirtan. So any glorification of Krishna is called as Kirtan. But dear devotees, how does Narad Muni perform Kirtan? Sitting or standing? Standing. So their tradition is that they will stand and perform Kirtan. That is their tradition. Anyways, in those days there was no microphone. So every evening he will go to the local temple. There is a local temple called as Kalaram Mandir, the black deity of Bhagwan Ram, Kalaram Mandir. So some of you might have seen Kalaram Mandir. It's a big temple where approximately 1500 to 2000 people can sit at one point of time. So every evening he will go to this wonderful temple, and in this temple, dear devotees, he will be standing in the middle. And there will be how many people around him? 1500 people will be sitting around him. There are no microphones, no amplification systems. He has to stand and speak Harikatha. He will speak Harikatha for 3 hours daily from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Of course, he was very learned since his childhood. From his childhood, he learned many subjects, many subjects. I will give some of the subjects that he learned. Alright? Vyakarana, grammar, Nyaya, logic, Mimamsa, how to understand the Vedas, his own branch of Veda, which is Rig Veda, Vedanta, Sankhya, and especially Jyotish, and many more, Subhashit, and many other branches of literature he learned. But after learning all the branches of literature, he was most interested in two things, dear devotees. One was poetry, and one was Srimad Bhagavatam. His greatest interest in life were poetics and Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, dear devotees, in his youth, when he was very young, about, let's say about 25 or 30 years of age, around that age, he took up the service of Bhagavan. He got initiated into the Sampradaya, and every day he started executing a very severe vow to satisfy Bhagavan, Sadhan Bhakti. Now hear about his daily vow of Sadhan Bhakti. In the morning, just before sunrise, he will wake up and he will take a bath in the nearby river Godavari. When you go to Nasik, you will see a river flowing by. That river is called Godavari. Godavari is very famous. It is said about Godavari that usually water does not dry up water. Can water dry up water, Prabhu? No. But the waters of Godavari can dry up the waters of the ocean of material existence. So this is the specialty of Godavari. So every morning he used to take a bath in the Godavari and chant his Sandhya. After chanting Sandhya early morning, dear devotees, he would chant Vishnu Sahasranam for 1 hour. Then he would chant Harinam for another 1 hour. Then every day he will read 13 chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam. Every day 13 chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam. After reading 13 chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam, then he will perform Gau Seva for 1 hour. And only after that will he eat the first morsel of food for the day. So almost on every single day, it would be almost till noon time that he would not eat. That was his daily schedule of sadhana. Your devotee sadhana bhakti, when performed very strongly, can satisfy Bhagavan. After 12 years of such sadhana bhakti, Sri Hari Suri writes in his book, Itham bhuri samarthitah sa Bhagavan protsahanam me yadat. One final day, one day when he was performing the last leg of his sadhana bhakti. What was the last leg, dear devotees? While he was serving the cows, dear devotees, he had a tap on his back, and by the simple touch he understood who it was, dear devotees. When he looked behind, he got his first darshan of Shri Krishna. And then Bhagavan said to him, dear devotees, Bhagavan said to him, I am very happy. This is your final life. That's it. It's done. But before I welcome you again to my abode, I have a desire. So he quotes Bhagwan's exact words. Yad yad bijamaham nidhaya hridaye krida makarsham tada. In Dwapar Yuga, I performed many pastimes which are listed in the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. When I performed these pastimes, there were many reasons, and these reasons are present in my heart. I wanted to reveal to somebody. I found you, and you have an interest in two simultaneous things. What are the two things he was interested in?
Poetry
Poetry
and
and Bhagavatam. I will give those seeds of reasons in your heart. Can you do one thing? Will you write a commentary and express those meanings? The devotees, if Bhagavan asks you this, what will you say? Yes. I will write. And then he said, Bhagavan, I will write a commentary in the form of verses. Because, dear devotees, he loved poetics. So this is the only commentary which is in the form of verses. All other commentaries are in the form of paragraphs, where acharyas explain verses in paragraphs. But this is the only commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam which is in the form of verses. So he is writing new verses on the original verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. The devotees, in this way, he got a darshan of Bhagavan, and finally, in the remaining years of his life, he ended up writing a commentary on the entire Vraja Leela, Vrindavan Leela of the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. He ended up writing a total of 4,590 verses on the first 49 chapters of the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. His commentary is called Bhakti Rasayanam. After Bhagavan leaves Vrindavan, he could not tolerate the separation, and after some time he departed from this world. Dear devotees, his name is Sri Hari Suri, and he is very expert in pausing at every point of time in the Leela of Bhagavan, and he asks one very important question. The question, dear devotees, is why? Alright, what is the question?
Why?
The devotees, Bhagavan has just started doing something. What has Bhagavan started doing?
Crawling.
Sri Hari Suri is going to ask a question.
Why?
Alright, why has Bhagavan started crawling? So we need some answers. Prabhu, would you like to offer an answer as to why Bhagavan has started crawling?
To give pleasure to the Vrindavanvasis.
To give pleasure to the Vrajvasis. Wonderful, dear devotees, we have a good reason. See, he is already thinking about Krishna Leela, isn't it, dear devotees? When the commentator is of such a nice nature, he literally pushes you into thinking about Sri Krishna Leela. And he will ask you why every time, and you have to give an answer. Alright, dear devotees, the commentator says, I have two reasons. And he brings out two reasons. I told you, is it paragraph commentary or verse commentary?
Verse.
So he composes a new verse explaining why Bhagavan started crawling on the surface of the earth. The first verse is in the meter, Vasanta Tilakam. Of course, he's a very expert commentator, he's a very expert Sanskrit poet. This is his commentary, dear devotees. I try to sing, please repeat after me. Yat piditapya har har bahudur nareshay.
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 Tvam shama tvam avane vyajahastatosi.
Yatvam shamatvam avane vyajahastatosi.
Dhanye diranganamishan nijahastatosia.
Dhanye tirangana nishan nijahastatosia.
Protsahanam yagrita bhuri saprishtabhage.
Protsahanam hagrita bhuri saprishtabhage.
Everybody, Sri Hari Suri says Krishna was thinking. He has entered into the mind of whom? Krishna. How can he enter into the mind of Krishna? Krishna himself gave the seeds of reasons in his heart. So Krishna is thinking. Yat piditapya har har ahar ahar. Each and every day, O earth, pidita. What is the meaning of pidita? You suffered, O earth, every single day. And dear devotees, he is reminding of the pastime which occurred in the beginning of the 10th canto. Somebody came crying to Shri Brahma. Who came crying to Shri Brahma? Mother Earth came crying because she was pidita. You were troubled. Bahudur Nareshai, by many ruffian kings. O earth, even though you were troubled by many ruffian kings, Bhagavan is thinking, but still, O earth, you did not give up your most important quality. Natvam kshamatvam avane vyajahastatosi. What is the most important quality of earth?
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness. Dear devotees, please repeat Kshama. Kshama is such an important quality of earth that one of the very names of earth is Kshama. One of the names of Sanskrit names of earth is Kshama. Because there is nobody more forgiving than earth. O earth, you suffered so much, but despite suffering so much, you did not give up your most important quality. And what is that? Kshama. Tato asi dhanyeti, therefore glorious you are. You suffered so long, but I had promised you something, that I will protect you. Ringana Mishan, therefore on the pretext of crawling, Nija Hastatosya, for the first time, our Bhagwan placed his hand on the back of Mother Earth and caressed her by saying that now I am here, you need not worry at all. Protsahanam, he gave encouragement to her, now I am here. Absolutely do not fear. For the first time, Bhagwan touched the earth with his hands on the pretext of crawling. Dear devotees, are you happy with one reason?
But we need one more.
You need one more. Dear devotees, alright. So Sri says, Acha, I have one more reason. Okay, Bhagavan told me there was another reason. Simple verse. Adavurvamshayogena
Tato bahujayo gataha
Vihareyam iti gyapyai
Sajanukararinganaha.
Here Sri says, Bhagavan was thinking, Ada urvam shayogena. First I will touch both my knees. Tato bahuja yogataha. Then I will touch both my hands. Vihareyam. In this way I will roam everywhere. Iti gyaptyai. To indicate this, Sajanu kararinganaha. Bhagavan first and foremost touched both his knees, then touched both his hands. Very good. Everybody understood the verse?
No.
Bhagavan said, first I will touch both my knees, then I will touch both my hands. In this way, I will roam everywhere. So where is the commentary? This is what you are describing is what is described in the Bhagavatam.
What is that mean?
Where is the commentary? Dear devotees, what is so special about composing such a verse? It is Sri is never going to write a simple commentary. Dear devotees, if he has written something simple, it means there is something hidden inside. He is not going to write simple verses. He is a poet par excellence, dear devotees. The hidden meaning, dear devotees, please hear. In the Vedas it is given, Brahmanosya Mukamasi, the Brahmanas were born from the Lord's mouth. Bahurajanya Sprita, the Kshatriyas were born from the Lord's arms. Urutadasya Yad Vaishya, from the knees the Vaishyas were born. Padvyam Shudro Ajayata, and the Shudras were born from the feet. Ada Urvam Shayogena, first I will touch you using both my knees. Then I will touch you using both my hands. First I will appear in a Vaishya family, in the family of Nanda and Yashoda, and protect you. Later I will tell everybody that I am the son of the Kshatriya, Vasudeva and Devaki. In this way, in this incarnation, I will protect you not through one family, but two families simultaneously. O earth, you have double protection in this incarnation. So this is the hidden reason behind why Bhagavan first touched both his knees, then touched both his hands. Very good. So this is what Sri Hari Suri says, these were pastimes of Bhagavan. See, in the daytime, Bhagavan used to roam around. In the night time, Bhagavan used to create a lot of trouble for Mother Yashoda. Alright? The devotees, those who have had kids, we know there is a Sanskrit saying, Bala Nam Rodanam Balam. Children have one strength. And what is that strength? Everybody is crying. So, Bala Nam Rodanam Balam. Children have one strength, that is crying. When children start crying, even the biggest programs can get distracted. So, dear devotees, in the middle of the night, our Bhagavan started crying out loudly one night. Mother Yashoda, all the gopis are in deep anxiety. What is happening? This person is crying simply to have fun. That is his reason. He doesn't have any material misery in his life. There are no insects troubling him. His body doesn't have rashes. Nothing. No problem at all. His body is not a material body. Yet in the middle of the night, he starts crying out loudly. When he starts crying out loudly, Mother Yashoda, all the other gopi servants come near him, and then suddenly they start asking him what is the problem. Now I'll quote some verses from Sri Kavi Karnapur, who is one of the unsung geniuses of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. Sri Kavi Karnapur in Ananda Vrindavan Champu, he lists what happened when Bhagavan started crying in the middle of the night. The verses are in the meter, Shardula Vikriditam, same as Shad Goswami Ashtakam. I'll sing, please repeat after me. Kim Shiram Nagimuttamam Dadinanu Kim Kurchika Vanana
Kim Shiram Nakimuttamam Dadinano Kim Kurchika Vanana
Miksha Kim Nanakim Tavepsitamaho Hayyangavinanganam
Miksha Kim Nanakim Tatavshikayaho Hayyangavinam Ganam
Dasyamo Navishidavatssanataram Kupyasvamatre griho
Vyasyamo Navishidavatssanataram Kupyasvamatre griho
Panneno ruchirityudangulidala Shitam shumalokaya
Panneno ruchirityungulidala Shitam shumalokayat.
Devotees, you have to look within your heart and draw the scene. Bhagavan is crying in the middle of the night loudly. Mother Yashoda, all the gopis have come around him and they are asking the devotees, King Shriram, do you want milk? His answer is in the next word. Na.
No.
Kim Uttamam Dadhi. What is Uttama Dadhi? The best of yogurt. His reply, no. Nine. Kim Kurchika Va. Do you want Kurchika? Kurchika is malai, milk fat. Milk fat. Nana. Amiksha Kim. Then buttermilk. Nana. Kim Tavev Sitamo. Oh my goodness, what do you want? In the middle of the night. So Krishna says, Hayyangavinanganam. I want big ball of butter. So spreading his arms. Big ball of butter. In the middle of night, 12 o'clock. Okay. Dasyamo, we will give. Navishida Vatsa, don't be unhappy, dear son. Nataram Kupyasva, don't become angry. No, I'm very angry. Why? He says, Matre Grihot Panneno Ruchir. I don't want anything from my own home. Why? I don't like anything cooked by my mother. So, dear mothers, how many of us have had the experience that children don't like home cooked food? Please raise your hand. So don't be surprised. Evam parampara praptam. Confidential knowledge was received in Guru Parampara. Grihotpanne no ruchir. I absolutely don't like anything made at home.
You didn't get the joke.
So from where should we get a big ball of butter in the middle of the night? Huh? Udanguli dala. You see that big one? Hey, Anguli. You see that big ball of butter in the sky?
I need that.
That one I want. Shitam Shumalo Kavi. Who pointed at the moon and said, I want that one. Acha. Bring it soon, else I'll cry. Yeah. So threats are being issued at this point of time, dear devotees. So Mother Yashoda is also in a dilemma what to do at this point of time. So Mother Yashoda has a very simple trick which often works on Krishna, dear devotees. It's important. If in the next life, if we want to become Brajavasis, we should know how the Brajavasis think. Right? So Mother Yashoda has a trick which she uses frequently. That trick is to speak some lie to Krishna. Alright? Nowadays, people have, they tell in the schools that parents should speak the absolute truth to all the children and never lie, something like that. But previously, parents used to sometimes speak some lies to children in order to convince them. For example, sometimes, often Krishna would not wake up early in the morning. There is one person who doesn't wake up for Mangal Aarti in Goloka Vrindavan. Which person is that? Krishna. So doesn't wake up very early. Sri Goswami describes in Gopal Champu, one fine day Bhagavan was not waking up early. Mother Yashoda was trying to wake him up and he was not waking up, trying to pull on his blanket, but he is again pulling it back. So what Mother Yashoda, what did she do? She said, Krishna, wake up, what day it is. So in his half sleep he is saying, what day? So she is saying, it's your birthday. Many gifts are waiting for you. So Krishna said, Acha, get those gifts, I will open. No. You should not open any gift without taking a bath. Nanda Maharaj will be very unhappy if he hears that you opened gifts without taking a bath. So please first take a bath and then open the gifts. So Bhagavan said, alright. So Bhagavan somehow came out of the bed and she took him to the place where he was supposed to take a bath. And then she took a tumbler of warm water and she poured 2 or 3 tumblers on him. And then he said, wait a minute. Wasn't my birthday a few days ago? By that time, dear devotees, it's too late. So similarly, in this way, Mother Yashoda sometimes will speak some lie to him in order to convince him to do something. Here also, Bhagavan is asking for something very impractical. What is he asking for? Moon. And therefore, Mother Yashoda says something. Sri Kavi Karnapur describes in Ananda Vrindavan Champu. Verse is in the meter Malini. I will try to sing every line. By breaking every line into 2 parts, please sing after me. Kalayana pitareta Dantahayang gavinam Pratarati kalahamso Vyoma viti tadagam Ahamapi kalahamsam Prartaye kelanarthi Tadupanayata yavan Naishaparam prayati So Mother Yashoda said to Krishna, Kalayana Pitar. Now this can be understood in Hindi very nicely. I have had a difficult time translating this to English. But I will first translate to Hindi, then I will translate to English. He said, Kalayana Pitar, sun mere baap. I don't know how to translate it. Pitar mere baap. Kalayana, please hear. Sun mere baap. So how do you translate that to English?
I think you would say, Oh, listen to me, boss. I mean, you can't do a literal.
Yeah, you can try literally. There is a slang to this, it loses its punch in English. Listen, boss. That also doesn't have that one. So, मेरे बाप
Listen, no, it doesn't work either. That doesn't work.
Na etat dhanta hayyam gavinam. This is not a big ball of butter. Acha? This is not a big ball of butter? Then what is it? So she said, see, just look. Pratarati kalahamso vyomaviti tadagam. It is a wonderful white swan and it is swimming across the dark river there in the sky. Acha? It is not a big ball of butter, it is a swan swimming across the dark river in the sky. Yeah. Ahamapi kalahamsam. I also want a swan to play. All Nanda Maharaj has are these ugly peacocks. I want to play with a swan. Very quickly bring this swan to me. I see gradually it is going to the other side. Before it reaches the other side, I want this swan to play immediately. The devotee's mother Yashoda was thinking that somehow she will trick Shri Krishna, but the trick fell flat. And now instead of wanting a moon, he wants a swan. So problem remains the same. The devotees, right? So Sri Kavi Karnapur describes that Mother Yashoda then told him the truth mixed with some lies. Right? The verse is in the meter, Vasanta Tilakam. I'll try to sing it. Please repeat after me, same as Brahma Samhita. Hayyanga Veeramidameva Narajahamsa.
Hayyanga Veeramidameva Narajahamsa. Piyusharashmirapanaishanadaspradeyam.
Pashyatradaiva vasyato garalam vilagnam.
Pashyatradeva vasato gadalam vilagnam.
Tenaitaduttamamapi hanakopi bhunte.
Tenaitaduttamamapi hanakopi bhunte.
Krishna, I'll tell you what the reality is. So which means you are lying to me. Listen, Krishna. Hayyangavinamidameva. This is neither a big ball of butter, nor Rajahamsa, nor is it a swan. Acha? Then what is it? Piyusharashmir. It is the moon full of nectar. Wow. I want to drink nectar. Na tat pradeyam. Krishna, we can't give you the nectar. Why? Pashyatra. Just look at that moon. Daiva vashato. By some misfortune, you can see the dark spots on the moon? Yes, yes. Garalam vilagnam. Some poison has killed on the moon. Tenaitat uttamapi. Although it is the best nectar, na kopi bhukte. Still nobody consumes it. Achha. Can you tell me how poison spilled on the moon? Krishna, I can tell you, but it's a long story. Yeah. I would like to hear a long story. All right, Krishna. So Sri Kavi Karnapur starts describing. Krishna, here the story. Long ago, there was a big battle between the Devatas and Asuras. Because they wanted to churn the ocean in order to attain nectar. So when they wanted to churn this ocean, Krishna, they went to the ocean of milk. Ocean of milk? How many cows are needed to make ocean of milk? Krishna, this ocean of milk is not made using cows. Nah, I have never seen milk that doesn't come from cows. All the milk that I have seen comes from one source, cows. No, Krishna. This milk was not made by cows. So then who created this milk? This milk was made by Bhagavan. Krishna asked, Who is Bhagavan? The devotees, Krishna asked Mother Yashoda a question. Who is Bhagavan? So Mother Yashoda replies, Krishna, if you don't know, Vishnu is Bhagavan. Achha? If he is Bhagavan, why can't I see him here? So Bhagavan is asking, why can't I see Bhagavan? So Mother Yashoda replies something which Sri Kavi Karnapur says in the Anand Vrindavan Champu. I will say that, please repeat after me. Bhagavan's question is, why can't I see Bhagavan? Alright? Mother Yashoda's answer, please repeat after me. Because Bhagavan is a Ga. A Ga means he never goes anywhere. Alright? He stays in that milk ocean. Therefore Bhagavan is a Ga. He never goes anywhere, so you can't see him here. The devotees, Sri Kavi Karnapur says, little did Mother Yashoda know that even without realizing she had spoken the absolute truth. Alright? Please repeat once again what Mother Yashoda had said. Because Bhagavan is a Ga. Hidden meaning, dear devotees, a without the syllable Ga. If you remove the syllable Ga from Bhagavan, what remains? Bhavan. And Bhavan means you. Because Bhagavan is you. How can you see yourself? Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Inadvertently, Mother Yashoda ended up saying Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam without even realizing it. Acha, okay. So, please tell me what happened after that. So, there was a big fight, Krishna. And they all decided to settle it by churning the milk ocean. And then they bought that big mountain Mandar. And the snake Vasuki was selected as the churning rod. And on one side there were the Devatas, on one side there were the Asuras. And when they started churning Krishna, the first thing that came out was the deadliest of poisons, Halahal. And Krishna, when Halahal came out, everybody in the universe was troubled, and they all ran to the shelter of that great personality who could save them. Krishna, you know what is his name? No. Krishna, they all went to Bhagavan Shiva. Krishna, you remember one thing, huh? If you are ever in trouble, you should always take shelter of Bhagavan Shiva. I will do that. So then Bhagavan Shiva immediately came Krishna, and he took all the poison in his hands. And he started drinking the poison. And you know, Krishna, what happens when you also drink something using two hands, some of it started spilling. When it was spilling, at that time the moon came out of the ocean of churning. So Krishna, for this reason, there is poison spilled on the moon. Did you hear, Krishna?
So
No further communication, Bhagavan went to sleep. So this was one night. So every night something new. Right? Like this. Every night something new will happen. Another night, another day, our Bhagavan, in the morning he saw Nanda Maharaj. He's preparing, doing initial preparations for some festival. He asked his father, Baba, what are you preparing for? So Nanda Maharaj said, I am preparing for Indra Puja. Achha? Who is Indra? Hey Krishna, you don't know? Indra is the ruler of Swarga, the ruler of heaven. Achha. That night, our Bhagavan went to sleep and he started dreaming that he is the new ruler of Swarga. So, there is a verse by Sri Rupa Goswami. Shambho Swagatamasyatam ita vamena padmadhava. In his dream, Bhagavan started blabbering. Because dreaming is the new ruler of Bhagavan, is the new ruler of Swarga. So he started dreaming like this, that he is the new ruler of Swarga, and then he started saying something. In his dreams, he started blabbering. He said, Shambho Swagatamasyatam, Hare Shiva, welcome. Sit here on my right. Ito, sit here. Vamena Padmodbhava, Brahma, welcome, sit on my left. Ramchare Kushalam Kartikeya, I hope you're okay. Sukham Surapate, and Indra, I hope you are not very offended. I took away your seat. Videshano Drishyase and Kuber. You are the in charge of the wealth. You are not seen much nowadays. You report to me as soon as possible. Alright? So itham swapna gatasya kaitavaripo shrutva giram shangino. When Mother Yashoda, she saw this boy is blabbering. Shiva sit on my right, Brahma sit on my left. How are you, Kartikeya? Kim balak jalpasrityan. What nonsense are you saying? Krishna, wake up. Go. What happened? What are you saying? Nothing. Never say like this. Okay. Devotees. Tu Kritam Patu. Sri Rupa Goswami says, may this act of spitting by Mother Yashoda protect all of you dear devotees. So, it's a wonderful pastime every night, something new adventure, dear devotees. That is how you remember, dear devotees, how else can you remember parenthood? This was when both of them were crawling. After crawling comes the next stage, dear devotees, that is walking. And when they started walking, you can easily imagine the troubles increased or decreased? Multiple times, dear devotees. The troubles increased multiple times. The trouble increased to such an extent you don't need a commentator to tell you about it. Shukadeva Goswami himself starts complaining in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Dear devotees, here is Sri Shukadeva Goswami complaining about Krishna in the 10th canto, 8th chapter, verse number 25. I will try to sing, please repeat after me. Shringyagnitam stresi jaladvijakantagebhya
Shringyagnitam striyasi jalyajakantagebhya
Krida paravati chalau swasutau nishedhum
Krida paravati chalau swasutau nishedhum
Griyani kartumapi yatra natajjananyau
Griyani kartumapi yatra natajjananyau
Shekat apaturalam manaso navasthan
Shekata apaturalam manaso navasthan
Shringi refers to animals with big horns. Sometimes Krishna and Balram will go in the cowshed and find the bull with the biggest horns. And they'll make a funny face in front of the bull. Good policy? Agni. Sometimes they will see there is fire in the kitchen and they want to catch the flame of that fire which looks so beautiful. Damstri refers to animal with sharp teeth like monkeys. Sometimes Krishna will see a monkey on the tree, Krishna will say, come here. So monkey will come, Krishna will say, open your mouth. And Krishna will count all the teeth, if he has the full set or not. Get it? Damstri. Asi refers to swords. Nanda Maharaj would often have swords in his cupboard for protecting the cows from wild animals. Sometimes Nanda Maharaj will forget to lock the cupboard. When Nanda Maharaj forgets to lock the cupboard, whose mistake? Nanda Maharaj. So then Krishna and Balram will come and open the cupboard and take one sword each. And then there will be Mahabharat. Childhood Mahabharat would take place in that time. Jala is water. Sometimes Krishna and Balram, there would be water tanks around the house of Nanda Maharaj. Krishna and Balram would tell their friends, tell our parents they are drowning in the water tank. Alright, we want to see how they react. Dvija refers to twice born, but Dvija here means birds because birds also take birth twice. Once as an egg, second time hatching out of the egg. So birds are also known as Dvijas. There are three things known as Dvijas. One is a Brahmana because Brahmana takes birth twice. Second is a bird takes birth twice. Third is teeth. Teeth also take birth twice. So all three are known as what? Dvijas. So birds. So sometimes our Bhagavan will see that there is a peacock walking peacefully, minding its own business. But how can we tolerate somebody walking peacefully? So then he will go quietly behind the peacock and suddenly he will grab the peacock. Peacock becomes little startled and peacock starts flying. Now peacock has a very limited flight. So our Bhagavan will enjoy his limited flight on Peacock Airways at that point of time. Finally, Kantakebhya. Sometimes there would be thorny bushes. Our Bhagavan loves to put his hand in thorny bushes God knows what is there inside the devotees. In this way, Krida Parav, always playing Krida. Dear devotees, how many of you don't want to go to school in your next life? Please raise your hands. Wow, so you send your children to school, isn't it? So if you don't want to go to school in your next life, you have to take birth with Sri Krishna. That's the best way of not going to school in your next life. Dear devotees, Krida Parav, they're always playing. Ati Chalau, very fickle-minded voice. Swasutau Nishethum, to protect their children, both mothers, Yashoda and Rohini, tried their best. But in doing so, something happened. Grihyani Kartum Api, the home became a total mess. You can understand that there are children in a home as soon as you enter a home. Alright? Because all the effort is done in protecting the child, and obviously there is very little time to maintain the home. There is no point of maintaining the home. As soon as you tidy up the home, after 10 minutes, the children can't tolerate a tidy home, isn't it? So they could not carry out their household duties. Jananyo, both mothers, and Shekat Apoturalam, both of them attained Manaso Anavastham. Their minds became completely disturbed. Alright, dear devotees, this is directly in Srimad Bhagavatam. Avastha means stability. Anavastha means unstable. So the last line is anavastha. I am giving you direct meaning. Now you see how the translation is sugar coated. Alright, very important to see how sugar coating works. So there is some sugar coating done in the translation, but here is the translation. So Vamshidhari Gopal Prabhu, kindly read slowly what the translation says.
When Mother Yashoda and Rohini were unable to protect the babies from calamities threatened by horned cows, by fire, by animals with teeth, by swords, by water, by birds, by thorns, they were always in anxiety, and their household engagements were disturbed. At that time, they were fully equipoised in the transcendental ecstasy known as the distress of maternal affection.
Wait, 1 minute. At that time, they were fully equipoised in the transcendental ecstasy known as the ecstasy known as distress. Wow, Prabhu. Dear devotees, how many of you have experienced the ecstasy of this distress? You don't want to experience again? So dear devotees, they were fully equipoised. First thing, dear devotees, the verse says anavastha. Anavastha is equipoised or unequipoised. Okay, so that is the meaning of anavastha. But while translating it, they were fully equipoised in the transcendental ecstasy known as the distress of maternal affection. All glories to the translation. Because really, to understand this translation requires you to be a super genius in English. Also, dear devotees, of course, there is truth in the translation, because in Krishna's pastimes there is no material distress. So, dear devotees, are Mother Yashoda and Rohini experiencing material distress, or are they experiencing bhakti ras? Bhakti ras. So it's because they are experiencing bhakti ras, therefore the translation is being put like this. So both of them were disturbed in the ecstasy of bhakti ras. I hope you are able to understand. So it is not material distress, it is just an experience of which ras, dear devotees? Bhakti ras. Alright? So dear devotees, you can see in the painting, this is what is going on. Alright, so you can very easily find out what is happening at this point of time.
The cow, the snake, the fire. Where are the birds? The toad.
I tried to put as many.
Wait, so you do?
Even paintings fall short to describe the situation completely. Alright? Achha.
Take a picture. Has anybody tried this? Holding the tail?
Yeah, Bhagwan tried.
Yeah, but why not?
We fall in
Achha, dear devotees, Sri Jiva Goswami says something at this point of time. Sri Jiva Goswami says this is the highest happiness of householder life. So when I read this comment, that this is the highest happiness of householder life, first time, I thought because I thought did I read correctly or not? So then I prayed in my mind to Sri Jiva Goswami. Sri Jiva Goswami, you are the most respectable commentator in our tradition. And I understand you are Vairagi, you were never in householder life. Right? Maybe we can take a second opinion from you. Whether it is the highest happiness of householder life. But of course, it's very correct because they are not experiencing material misery, they are experiencing what? Bhakti. As a devotees, our commentator Sri Hari Suri comes and asks the most important question. What is the most important question?
Why?
Why is Bhagwan doing all of this? And it's very important to understand why Bhagwan is doing all of this. Prabhu, your good name?
Atharva.
Huh?
Atharva.
Atharva.
Like
Atharva Prabhu.
Yes.
Please tell me why Bhagwan is doing all of this.
Okay, let's think about this. Okay. At a mundane level, you get these Rohini and Yashoda, they're distressed.
Okay.
But then I'm trying to think about why we would cause all this tufan,
Okay, wonderful. Dear devotees, Sri Hari Suri says one very important thing. You just need to look into the verse to find out why they are doing all these things. Sri Hari Suri says, read the first line of the verse again.
Okay.
Please repeat after me. Shringyagnidam stresi jaladvijakantakebhya
Shringyagnidam stresi jaladvijakantakebhya.
Sri Hari Suri says, think carefully. Bhagwan has given the reason. Shringi, bulls with horns. In future, Bhagwan has to fight a bull with big horns, Arishtasur. Agni, in future, Bhagwan has to swallow a forest fire not once but twice. Damstri, animals with sharp teeth. In future, Bhagwan has to kill animals with sharp teeth like Aghasur. Asi, swords. In future, Sri Krishna has to fight Jarasandha 17 times with swords. Jala, water. In future, Bhagwan has to subdue Kaliya in the water. Dvija, birds. In future, Bakasur has to be killed. Kantakebhya, and in future, Bhagwan has to remove all the thorn-like things from the surface of the earth. Since practice makes perfect, Bhagwan is practicing right in his childhood, dear devotees. Right in his childhood, dear devotees, with all these entities, practice makes perfect, isn't it? Sri Hari Suri, wonderful commentator. His commentary is often quoted, but credit is not given to him. Often in Damodar Leela, we say the milk started boiling because the milk wanted to commit suicide. The realization was given by none other than Sri Hari Suri, dear devotees, because he is the one who asked the question. What question?
Why?
Why is the milk boiling over? Right? This is one reason that he gave. He also gave another reason for the milk boiling over. Do you want to hear another reason, dear devotees? Very quickly, I'll tell you. He says, the milk was thinking, I am also milk, and what Krishna is drinking is also milk. And the devotees, both are belonging to the same family. Sri Hari Suri says it is very natural that when one god brother attains some progress, another god brother starts. Isn't it, dear devotees? So this god brother saw the other god brother has attained great progress, obviously. So, dear devotees, in this way. No problem. Dear devotees, so Prabhu, your name?
Suramya Vrindavan.
Suramya Vrindavan Prabhu. How very nice. Prabhu, whose devotee are you? He is in a trap right now. Whose devotee?
Krishna.
Okay. So Prabhu, you said, do you know about the character of your Bhagwan? Have you heard about, before selecting, you could have said Ram. But you said Krishna. So, have you heard about his character?
Yeah. Somewhat.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
This ignorance is bliss, If you would come to know about his actual character, then you would perhaps rethink about it. Do you want to know about his actual character? He described right there in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Here it is. 10th canto, 8th chapter. Prabhu, read carefully, loudly and carefully. Right.
Observing the very attractive childish restlessness of Krishna, all the gopis in the neighborhood, to hear about Krishna's activities again and again, would approach Mother Yashoda and speak to her as follows. Our dear friend Yashoda, your son sometimes comes to our houses before the milking of the cows and releases the cows, and when the master of the house becomes angry, your son merely smiles.
Acha. Usually your son doesn't wake up early morning, right? But one day he will suddenly wake up in the morning, and he will come to our home before milking of the cows, and he will immediately release the calves. Devotees, those of you who have seen village life, you know that when calves are released and calves drink the milk, right? There are two problems when calves are released. First is, what is the problem? They drink all the milk. There is another problem, devotees here. The problem is calves don't know when to stop drinking. So they often develop indigestion. Sometimes you have to forcibly take away the calf from the cow because the calf doesn't know when to stop drinking. And he lets the calves drink. And the cows also develop indigestion and milk is also lost. And when the master of the house becomes angry, your son merely smiles. He knows he is the son of Nanda Maharaj. Nobody can do anything. So that is his behavior. Read ahead, Prabhu.
Sometimes he devises some process by which he steals palatable curd, butter and milk, which he then eats and drinks.
So direct allegation of stealing, chori. Direct allegation of stealing is there upon your group leader. Please read ahead.
When the monkeys assemble, he divides it with them, and when the monkeys have their bellies so full that they won't take more, he breaks the pots.
Achha. And then to feed, you should feed humans, but he will call monkeys and everybody come. Devotees, how many of you have tried the misadventure of feeding monkeys in Vrindavan? So Prabhu, what happens first? Food gets over first or monkeys become satisfied? What happens? Food gets over.
And then they will all over you.
They're all over you. When the monkeys assemble, he divides it with monkeys, and when the monkeys also say, "Arey bus, how much more?" Monkeys also have their bellies so full that even the monkeys won't take more. Can you imagine? How much?
He would have given already.
Yeah. So at least the remaining thing he should preserve. Nay. Why should I kill the... Can you see the mindset, bro? Remaining he breaks. Okay, Prabhu, please read ahead.
Sometimes, if he gets no opportunity to steal butter or milk from a house, he will be angry at the householders, and for his revenge, he will agitate the small children by pinching them. Then, when the children begin crying, Krishna will go away.
Wow. Sometimes, if he doesn't get an opportunity to steal, he will become angry. Prabhu is Acharya of Bhagavad Gita. Last I heard in ISKCON, whom do you call an Acharya, Prabhu?
You have to
Walk
follow
the talk.
his steps.
No.
Walk the talk.
One who practices what he preaches, right? That's what. Did I hear correctly? So, he is Acharya of Bhagavad Gita. In the Gita, he is saying there are 3 gates, anger. So, for his revenge, wow, he will agitate the small children by pinching them. When the children begin crying, he will go away. So, Prabhu, whose devotee are you?
I've been some of it, so following. I'm still devotee of Krishna.
This is what you call brainwashing. Even when the cult leader is fully exposed, these people will not give up. Prabhu, once again, there is still time.
Ecstasy distress.
No backing up.
Next year, Ram Navami is coming.
Change it again.
You can still change. Okay? Whose devotee are you?
Krishna.
See,
The trivial of exercise.
All you Hare Krishna, brainwashed people. Prabhu, he is caught directly on camera stealing. You want to see? Look here.
Caught in 4K.
Ultra UHD max resolution.
There is an allegation of stealing upon your Bhagwan.
This is AI.
AI in Dwapar Yuga. हिंदी में बोलूं कुछ ना?
मैं नहीं माखन खाया।
भगवान एक नंबर, भक्त 10 नंबर। भगवान is one time, devotee is 10 times more good. अच्छा, dear devotees, there is a direct allegation of stealing upon your Bhagwan. Did your leader steal? He to directly agree. He has given. No, no. Defend he is defending. So look, Suramya Vrindavan Prabhu, the court is in order. There is an allegation of stealing. Defend your Bhagwan. Bolo, what is the reason?
You can't steal something that belongs to you.
Wow, look at the argument the lawyer is giving. You can't steal something that belongs to you. Can you give this argument in front of Mother Yashoda? No. Fail. Give another argument.
Stealing is okay in childhood.
Stealing is okay. Stealing is okay in childhood. Wow. I think we should engage the children in stealing in America. Stealing is okay in childhood.
He's a Robin Hood. He's not stealing from himself.
Oh wow, he's a Robin Hood. He's not stealing for himself.
पूरा lawyer का हमारा
Yeah. Why will he steal this milk products when maximum amount of milk products is in his house only?
Wow. Why will he steal milk products? Maximum amount of milk products are in his own home. Of course, the maximum are in his home because it's stolen from other homes. If maximum number of Tesla cars are in the city and they are found in one home, it's obvious that all the Tesla cars are stolen. So what do you want? What are you expecting? Huh?
Prabhu, milk products get spoiled quickly, so they need to eat fast.
Milk product gets spoiled easily. So, you know,
There was no fridge at that
No
time.
fridge.
They did not have refrigerator. Better to steal, isn't it? Huh? Dear devotees, hats off. You know, all your arguments. Wow, all thieves are adventurous. How else can they break into homes? Dear devotees, there's an allegation of stealing. The devotee poet Sri Harisuri says, I am going to give one reason Bhagwan has given in my heart to prove that Bhagwan did not steal. Alright? Are all of you willing to hear that reason, dear devotees? The devotee Sri Harisuri composes a verse in the meter Shardula Vikreditam, same as Shad Goswami Ashtakam. This time can we sing together?
Yes.
Let's sing together this time.
तत् सुंदर मंदिर स्थित पयो दद्यादि चौर्याहृते तत् मंदिर बालके विरचिता पाठचर्या तथा वृत्तिर्मां नहि संपृशेति धिया श्रीनायको लीलया बालकेव सहानयत् व्रजगृहं प्राय प्रभुस्तत्कृते.
I'm giving an argument here carefully. Please answering yes or no. Tat tat sundara mandira. In Gokula there are tat many beautiful homes. Yes or no? Yes. Sthita payo dadi adi. Inside the homes there is milk, yogurt, etc. Agreed? Yes. Chaurya hriti is the allegation is stealing. Yes. Right? In the third line, Shri Krishna says in the heart of Shri Harisuri, Vrittir mam nahi samsprished. Let this allegation never touch me. Shri Harisuri, give one reason from my side. I give you the reason in your heart. Tattan mandira palakai virachita. Dear devotees, look at the painting, look at the photographs. When Bhagavan would go to any home, he would ensure that the boy of the home would also be with him. Look at the painting, dear devotees. Bhagwan is simply helping the boy of the home remove yogurt from his own house.
No stealing.
But the allegation is he'll make them cry, no? What was this?
No, no.
Yeah,
The
we
stealing
stealing
allegation is
Kamacha
the
one.
topmost.
Yeah.
Stealing.
What is caught on camera? Stealing or crying? Stealing. Look, Bhagwan is simply helping the boy of the home remove the yogurt pot from his own home. And Prabhu, if there is something missing from your home, but if your child knew about it, is it stealing? I hope you are able to understand it. So did Bhagwan steal?
No.
Of course he did not steal, isn't it? That's it, devotees.
अपने जेब में हाथ डालने की चोरी नहीं होती।
अपने जेब में to put hand in your own pocket is not stealing. अच्छा, Prabhu, let's say there is some incident of stealing at somebody's home, and if that person knows the child is also involved, will he go and complain to the police? No. Case dismissed. Alright, so this is how it works. Sri Suri now makes a very important but serious comment. The verse is in the meter. Anushtu, please repeat after me. Kevalagha kevaladi
Kevalagha kevaladi
Bhavati ti shrutim smaran
Bhavati ti shrutim smaran
Yuktam evagha hartasau
Yuktam evagha hartasau
Tatvanyebhyo jaghasata
Tatvanyebhyo jaghasata.
Devotees, Bhagavan Sri Hari Suri says that Krishna always distributed whatever he had, even whatever was stolen, Krishna always distributed. Why? Because dear devotees, Kevalagha Kevaladi, to decode this part of the verse was very difficult for me because this is directly a quote from the Rig Veda. Later I understood that this is directly a quote from the Rig Veda. Sri Hari Suri says, dear devotees, isn't Bhagwan the person who has created the Vedas? Yes or no?
Yes.
Shouldn't Bhagwan follow his own instructions given in the Vedas? Yes. So what the Vedas say, dear devotees, please repeat after me. Kevalagho
Kevalagho
Bhavati Kevaladi
Bhavati kevaladi
Keval Adi, a person who eats alone, Keval Ago, eats only same. Very important point, dear devotees. In Krishna Lila, you will see Bhagwan never used to eat alone. Never in Krishna Lila will Bhagwan eat alone, dear devotees. Bhagwan will always first distribute to others and then eat himself. It's a very important lesson for all of us that whenever we sit down for eating, we should make sure that we do not eat alone. Because one who eats alone eats only sin. Says which way the dear devotees? Directly. Because it's very important to understand in all cultures around the world. Around 200 years ago, in all cultures around the world, there is the tradition of the family sitting together and eating. Even here in the United States of America, if you go to a traditional Christian family, in a traditional Christian family 200 or 300 years ago, everybody has to gather at the table in the evening. You cannot say, no, I will eat in my room. Sorry, that is not allowed. I hope you are able to understand that is not allowed. Or any Vedic family is not allowed. Oh, my privacy, my friend, nah. Kevalagha bhavati kevaladi. Don't eat alone. Everybody should gather together and eat as a family. Devotees, this culture is sadly getting lost in today's day and age. And especially nowadays, a person, what he does early morning, he has no time to eat because he has to rush to the office. So he has to go. To go where, I don't know. To go. To go with unlimited sinful reactions in the office and eat cold food in a cubicle. Dear devotees without family. This is the culture that people are having nowadays. Dear devotees, please remember, Srila Prabhupada taught us a very important and wonderful culture. When we eat, we should eat with devotees. Bhukte bhojayate achaiva. Feed and eat together, because one who eats alone eats only sin. If you are at all alone, the devotees, in your mind at least offer the food to Bhagwan and offer the food to all the living entities who are hungry. but at least in your mind, offer your food to other living entities. Prabhupada's father would offer to others first before he would eat himself. So devotees, please never eat alone, alright? And especially if you are eating sweets, please remember me. Please remember me, especially when you are eating sweets. Huh? Don't eat sweets alone, that is major sin, alright? Very important. Achha. So Prabhu, for the glories of your leader. एकदा क्रीडमानस्ते रामाद्या गोपदारका कृष्णोमृतं भक्षितवान् इति मात्रेण वेदयन्. One thing he ate alone, huh? One thing he ate alone. What? Dirt. Prabhu, please read the translation.
One day while Krishna was playing with his small playmates, including Balaram and other sons of the Gopas, all his friends came together and lodged a complaint to Mother Yashoda. Mother, they submitted, Krishna has eaten earth.
So, usually friends will not complain when yogurt milk is stolen. Because why? They get commissions. Get commissions on everything. This time they did not get any commission. Bhagwan, what was Bhagwan eating? Dirt. And they did not get any commission. He ate alone. Huh? So complained. See, does Krishna have good friends?
They are worried about his health. So.
Oh wow! Look at that. This person is suitable for Golok Vrindavan. He can fit in the politics of Golok Vrindavan. Wonderful, Prabhu. Wow. You and your Bhagwan are made for each other. Yin and yang. So, at this point of time, Sri Hari Suli asks a very important question.
Why?
Why is Bhagwan
Eating
dirt? Alright, dear devotees, he gives two reasons. I will give these two reasons and then we'll pause today's presentation. First reason, dear devotees, is in front of us. Please repeat after me. The meter is Indra Vacha. Mahisurebhyo nikhiladhara pura.
Mahisurebhyo nikhiladhara pura.
Mayarpitaya kila renuka bhuva.
Mayarpitaya kila renuka bhuva.
Samarpaniya yadunapi samshata.
Samarpaniya yadunapi samshata.
Vididvijebhyo dishadam shatah satam.
Vididvijebhyo dishadam shatah satam.
Mahisurebhyo nikhiladhara pura. Krishna was remembering, previously in another incarnation, I donated the entire earth to the Dvijas, to the Brahmanas. In one incarnation, I donated entire earth to the Brahmanas. Which incarnation, dear devotees? Parshuram. As Parshuram, I drove away the Kshatriyas not once, not twice, how many times? 21 times, and gifted the earth back to the Brahmanas. Yad Kila Renuka Bhuva, at that time I was born from Renuka. Because what is the name of mother, Parshuram's mother? Renuka. What a wonderful time it was. I used to give big gifts to the Brahmanas. Samarpaniya yadunapi shamsatas. Today also I feel like I should give a small gift of earth to the Dvijas. But I cannot give, I am a very small child. At least I can take a little earth and give it to the Dvijas.
Oh,
I
right, yeah.
These are also known as Dvijas because they take birth twice. Remembering this, Bhagwan gave a little gift of earth to the Dvijas, remembering his previous pastimes as Parshuram.
It also said previously that the Brahmanas come from the mouth of the Lord.
Wonderful.
Right? Yeah.
See, already they have commentators. Commentators in the wonderful. Very good. You should always think like this about Sri Krishna Leela. Think from different angles. Prabhupada wanted devotees should think about Sri Krishna Leela from different angles. One more verse, dear devotees, and this particular verse is very nice. This verse is in the meter Shardula Vikreditam, same as Shad Goswami Ashtakam. Let's sing together, dear devotees. Yat
प्रियमसतां ध्येयं च यद्योगिनां प्राप्तं स्यात् किमु तद्रजो व्रजगतां गोपिका पादगम् एकं भूरि निजोदरसजनसा वाञ्छां चिरं चिन्तयान् मन्ये पूर्णदयालवकिमकरोत् तद्भक्षणं तत्कृते.
Sri Hari Suri says, wonderful verse, dear devotees. Sri Hari Suri says, Krishna was thinking, Yat Priyam Tridashair, this dust of Vrindavan is such that Tridasha, even the gods hanker for this dust of Vrindavan. But they have not taken birth in Vrindavan, so they can't get so easily. Alabhyam Satam, the demons underneath. So there are some devotees, even amongst them like Bali, Prahlad, etc. They also hanker for this dust. Deyam Chayag Yoginam, all the yogis meditate upon this dust of Vrindavan, but they can't attain it. Praptam Syat Kimutadrajo, they want to attain this Raja. Raja means dust. And what is so special about the dust, Vrajagatam of Raja? Gopika Padagam, it has the footprints of cows and the gopis. That is special about the dust of, not Krishna, alright, the cows and the, this is Sri Hari Suri's mood. It is very special because it has the footprints of the cows and the gopis. Now, how will all these 14 planetary systems devotees receive it? What to do? Oh, all the planets are within my stomach. So let me directly eat it so that all of them will get free home delivery. Dear devotees, so Bhagavan, in order to give the dust of Sri Vrindavan to all the devotees in all the 14 planetary systems, Bhagavan found a shortcut. Bhagavan directly consumed the dust of Sri Vrindavan. All the devotees in the 14 planetary systems were happy to receive the dust from the lotus feet of the gopis. Dear devotees, Sri Dear devotees, so many pastimes with Mother Yashoda. Sri Hari Suri says, the best parent that Bhagavan has ever had, is not Nanda Maharaj. The best parent that Bhagavan has ever had is Mother Yashoda. Even greater than Nanda Maharaj is Mother Yashoda. And he gives a reason for that, dear devotees. Let's sing together in the same meter.
येषां बालतया सुखोदयतरस् तेषां न षड्गुण्यतो येषां तदृशरूपतश्च सुखदस् तेषां न बालत्वतः सच्चिद्रूपतया च बालकतया निःसीनशौख्यप्रदस् तेषामेव सुभक्तिमन्तविहये क्रोधावृत्तिर्गोपिका.
Wonderful verse. He says, Yesham balataya sukhodaya karas. Previously, he became the child of many parents. I'll give you an example. Like Dashrath and Kaushalya. He became the child of many parents. Balataya sukhodaya karas. He pleased them as a small child. Tesham na shad gunyato, but he did not please them by showing his opulence and almightiness. He showed only his childlike aspect to them. Yesham tadrisha rupatascha sukhadas. And to other devotees like four Kumaras and Narad, etc., he showed his opulence and almightiness. Tesham na balatvatah, but to them he did not show his childhoodness. Satchid rupataya cha balakataya in Damodar Lila. There is one devotee to whom he simultaneously showed his almightiness and his childlike nature. Teshameva subhakti manta. You should understand that they must certainly be the greatest devotee parents. And atra udahriti, I can only find one example of that, and that is Gopika, Mother Yashoda. Dear devotees, there is no parent like Mother Yashoda because she got an experience of both the almighty aspect of Bhagavan and the childishness of Bhagavan, which no other devotee ever has had in their entire existence. Not even Nanda Maharaj, dear devotees. So all glories to Mother Yashoda. and all glories to Bhagavan's childhood pastimes. Thank you very much. It is possible I might have made a mistake while speaking something, but with Vamsa, you are learned devotees, Purayantu Tat, please correct any mistakes. But Yadatra Saushthavam Kinchit. If there's anything nice in the presentation, please remember Tat Guru Reva. It belongs to my Gurujanas, me nahi. It doesn't belong to me. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Thank you so much, Shyam Sudhakar Prabhu, for kindly inviting us to a wonderful home. Thank you so much, Suresh Sharam Prabhu and Shri Gopal Prabhu, for kindly inviting myself and organizing all these programs. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So, Prabhu, what is the Q&A or Prashad?
We can have
Narshingar.
Let's do some arti.
Right, yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. This is a new enlightenment for me. So, Prabhu, quick question on this one. So, we started from the attachment to Bhagavan, right? That's where we started from. So, before the attachment, we should learn to detach, right? So, how to detach from all those material things what we have?
I don't know who gave this philosophy that before attachment you should learn detachment. I was told before detachment you should learn attachment. Should I? Because to speak nothing without giving praman, proof. Therefore, we should speak on the basis of praman or proof. I will show you a proof from Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhu, you read the translation, alright? 10:33-39, final verse of the Ras Leela. Let's sing together, same meter as Brahma Samhita. Vikritam Vrajabadhuvirigam cha Vishno Shraddhanvito Nushrunaya Tatha Varnayedya Bhaktim Param Bhagavati Pratilabhya Kamam Hridrogamasva Pabhinotya Shrena Dhira. Prabhu, read the translation.
Anyone who faithfully hears and describes the Lord's playful affairs with the young gopis of Vrindavan will attend the Lord's pure devotional service. Thus, he will quickly become sober and conquer lust and disease of the heart.
So what will happen first? Attachment to Bhagwan's pastimes, or what will happen first? Detachment from negativities.
attachment.
So why are we putting the cart before the horse? It is not needed. First and foremost, let us become attached to Sri Krishna. Negativities will be driven away automatically. So that is the standard method of how it is done. If you try to remove negativities without having param drishtva nivartate, without having a higher taste, you will most likely fail miserably. So don't even try in that direction. You may waste decades and decades of your time trying in the incorrect direction. So first and foremost, attachment to Sri Krishna, then comes detachment from material life. This is also the clear opinion of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, who said that you should first have artha pravritti, develop some positive, before having anartha nivritti, removal of negatives. Alright, so this is the answer to your query. Alright, okay, wonderful. Yes, Mataji.
You've been translating Harishwari Prabhu's commentaries for a while. I was just wondering how far along you are in Rajalila translation.
So the first volume in English will come out this September.
How many chapters?
First 7 chapters.
Oh, first 7 chapters.
Yeah, because it's 550 verses and every verse is cryptic.
Yeah, right.
Every verse is a cryptic one. Yeah. Now you see the nature of the verses that he is writing. He is not an ordinary commentator, but once he explains this commentary, Krishna Lila doesn't remain the same for you.
Yeah.
Next time you will hear the same pastimes, you will be in a different universe altogether. So once you hear that the milk starts boiling, the milk will never boil the same for you. You will know the milk started boiling because the milk wanted to commit suicide. Yeah. So dear devotees, he has that nature that he will produce that attraction for Krishna Lila in your hearts. But it takes a lot of time. He didn't make it easy. He purposely made it difficult because he wanted the person who is reading it to meditate repeatedly to come to that conclusion as to what is the exact meaning. So I really love him because he's a very tough teacher. And I love such teachers. So many teachers make it easy for the students. he is a teacher who makes it difficult for them. So it will take some
But
time.
that's for the publication, but how for you yourself, how long?
I'm on the 12th chapter,
And I got like up to 49.
49. Because, and especially when it comes to Ras Panchadhyay, 5 chapters of Ras Leela, this full expertise comes out. Because when the gopis go to each and every tree, they go and say, first they go to the Ashwatha tree. Ashwatha is banyan, people, not banyan, people tree. They go to Ashwatha tree and where is Krishna gone? So he composes many verses. For Ashwatha tree he will compose 3 verses. For Tulsi he will compose 3 verses. Right? So in this way, for every tree he will give 3 or 4 realizations as to what the gopis were thinking. For I'll give you an example. I remember I had managed to decode one verse from the Ashwatha. So they went to the Ashwatha tree, which is called people. Sometimes we translate as banyan, but it is actually the people tree. The gopis, he says that the gopis were praying to the Ashwatha tree. O Ashwatha, you are samsara rupam. If that is true, please show us samsara rupam. That's what he says. Alright, dear devotees, please repeat. O Ashwatha, you are samsara rupam. Therefore, show us samsara rupam. What is the meaning? That you have to decode. There is no commentary to decode it. Finally, I found out in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has said in the 15th chapter, Urdhva Moolam Adha Shaka. That I am that upside down Ashwatha tree in the material world. So Bhagwan, you are samsara rupam, you are the form of the world in the form of that Ashwatha. O Ashwatha, you are samsara rupam, you are, the whole world is like you. Samsara means world. So Ashwatha, you are actually a form of the entire material world. If this is true, show us samsara rupam, the complete sar, essence, rupam of all forms. Shri Krishna, show us samsara rupam, show us the complete essence of all beauty, Shri Krishna. In this way, you have to decode all the words. It needs a lot of grammar, nyaya, mimamsa, sometimes ayurveda, jyotish. He expects you to know everything before entering into his world. It's a very wonderful world. You get to have an idea of what it is to have sweetness mixed with little Aishwarya. He has that wonderful combination, sweetness mixed with Aishwarya. So that was the sort of devotee he was. And that Aishwarya gives you that wonder, wow. That. So that wow is Ashcharya Ras.
So there was no commentary to his.
No. There's no commentary to his commentary. I'll show you the. Do you read Devanagari?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll show you his commentary, Bhakti Rasayanam, and it's a very. This Bhakti Rasayanam is his commentary on the 10th canto. You can see here 10.10.27 is the verse, and he starts composing his verse. So many verses on one verse. Then another verse, then he starts composing verses. Verses upon verses upon verses, 700 pages only full of verses. That is his commentary. And his Sanskrit is also such that sometimes he takes one entire line for one word. You can see as Swaprakasha Gunachanna Mahima Smriti Kevalam. So like he can make big garlands of Sanskrit words. That is his expertise. So you need to have really patience in order to deal with him, because you don't want to make a mistake in order to decode what he is trying to say. So there is no commentary, Mataji. You can see here is the book in front of you. This is Bhakti Rasayanam.
So how do you verify what you've done? Like, get a.
There's only one way to verify. Every verse should lead to Ashcharya Ras. And Ashcharya means wow. When you have decoded it, you know.
It's not ordinary. It's not ordinary, not general meaning.
Yeah. This meaning was hidden there. That's what it is. एक साल पहले को 2.5 साल लगा पहले वाले को 2.5 साल लगा I need some time because I want to do justice to his work. Okay, so ठीक है, हाँ, we'll pause here. ठीक है.
मैं हिंदी में बोलूँगा. आपने बहुत अच्छे से समझाया कृष्ण लीला के बारे में. उसमें ऐसा आनंद आया कि आपने सारी चीज़ों को एक हास्य में, एक विनोद में सबको समझा दिया। ऐसे विनोदी स्वभाव में बहुत कम लोग समझाते हैं, और कई लोगों को दूसरे लोग जब प्रवचन करते हैं या बात करते हैं तो लोग सो जाते हैं सुनते सुनते। लेकिन आज मैंने देखा कि मुझे भी अच्छा लगा, सुनने में बहुत आनंद आया, और सब लोग सुन रहे थे आपको अच्छे से। ये मेरा प्रश्न है वो ये है कि बताते कलयुग में राम का नाम या कृष्ण का नाम ही आधार है, लेकिन हम इतना भजन करते हैं, कीर्तन करते हैं, लोग माला जाप करते हैं, लेकिन इसके बाद भी इतना पापाचार क्यों हो रहा है?
तो भगवान का नाम जो है कलयुग में परम पुरुषार्थ को प्राप्त करने का आधार है। सॉरी, आई एम रिप्लाइंग इन हिंदी लैंग्वेज। तो भगवान का नाम कलयुग में परम पुरुषार्थ को प्राप्त करने का सबसे बड़ा उपाय है। ये बात सारे शास्त्र मुक्त कंठ से गाते हैं। किंतु भगवान का नाम भी दो प्रकार से लिया जाता है। एक होता है केवल नाम, मतलब नाम तो ले लिया, नाम के अक्षर तो उच्चारण कर लिए, पर उसमें तनिक भी स्नेह नहीं है। और दूसरा होता है स्नेह संयुक्त नाम, यानी भगवान का नाम ऐसे उच्चारण किया जैसे अजामिल ने अपने पुत्र का नाम उच्चारण किया था। तो अजामिल का प्रसंग आप कदाचित जानते होंगे। तो अजामिल के प्रसंग में यमदूत उसको लेकर जाने वाले थे, किंतु विष्णुदूत इसलिए वहां पर आए क्योंकि भले ही उसने अपने बेटे का नाम लिया हो, पर उस नाम में कुछ था, स्नेह था। तो स्नेह की जो भावना थी, उस भावना को भगवान ने अपने ऊपर लेके, भले ही वो नाम भगवान का नहीं लिया था, तो भगवान ने वो भावना अपने ऊपर लेकर विष्णु दूतों को भेज दिया। उसी प्रकार अनेक लोग नाम लेते हैं, किंतु अनेक लोग केवल रूढ़ी है इसलिए नाम लेते हैं। आप समझ रहे हैं? किसी ने बोला इसलिए मैं नाम लेता हूँ, पापों से बचना है इसलिए नाम लेता हूँ, नाम के साथ व्यापार करते हैं। आप समझ में आ रहा है? मुझे बचना है इससे इसलिए मैं नाम लेता हूँ, मुझे मोक्ष चाहिए इसलिए मैं नाम लेता हूँ, मुझे सुख चाहिए इसलिए मैं नाम लेता हूँ। इसमें से बहुत ही कुछ लोग हैं जो सच में भगवान को संतुष्ट करना चाहते हैं, भगवान को प्रेम करना चाहते हैं, इसलिए नाम लेते हैं। और भगवान प्रेम के भिक्षुक हैं, इसलिए भगवान केवल उन लोगों के पास आते हैं जो अहेतुकी भाव से नाम ऐसे ग्रहण करते हैं कि वो भगवान के आनंद के लिए ग्रहण करें, अपने किसी स्वार्थ के लिए नहीं। क्योंकि पूरा संसार स्वार्थ के लिए जीता है। तो कदाचित वो भक्त होगा जो अपने स्वार्थों से परे निकल के भगवान के आनंद के लिए भगवान का नाम ले। ऐसे भक्त के वशीभूत भगवान होते हैं, अन्य किसी भक्त के होते नहीं। तो ये आपके जिज्ञासा का समाधान है। ठीक है, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। ठीक है, हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Thank you all for coming. So tomorrow we'll continue the session. So now I'm thinking Prabhuji should continue this. I had some other thought before. I have to discuss with Krishna Prabhu now. And thank you Shauri Prabhu, thank you Shamala Mataji for coming from all the way. And so with us, we'll continue for Prasadam, and please join us tomorrow again if you can. And we'll try to come on time and end on time. We'll learn the discipline of time. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Get the Vedanta.
Yes. You got my shoulder. I mean, I got you. I didn't even know this.
You got to sing or play?
I can do both. That's fine.
Okay, I will sing.
ఏం చేద్దాం ప్రభు ఇదే
नमस्ते नरसिंहाय They should know what they missed. Kankanakaraye
yato yato yami tato narsinga. Adi narsingo hidaye narsingo. Rasim mamadim sharanam prabhate. Kamalavare Naka Adhuda Sindram Alita Hiranyakashipu Anubringa Keshavadi Hari Rupa Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jagadisha Nagari Rupa जय जय हरि हरि बोल गोविंदे नामे वैष्णवे सर्वपुण्यावदन् राजन् विश्वासो नैव जायते शरीरार्विद्यजाल्दजिङ्घ्रियत हेका युवेवलेस्य सागरे द्वये मत्यतिज्वति शुभोमय सुधर्मति आके जिताका दिन संसारे दिन सरदोयम हरि महाराज अवजय स्वप्रसादनादिल बोय याशय नामर प्रभा यथा कृष्णा गुणग प्रेम कोशी चैतन्य निताय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय
अभी क्या बोला अंदर